Mental secrets presence. How to read anyone immediately. 13 psychological tips when we first meet someone in everyday life. Hello friends, welcome to our channel. Today, dive into the fascinating theme. Understanding people is a skill that can help you navigate interactions and routines. Figuring out what kind of person they are may be a bit difficult. That's why it is important to understand how we communicate. Avoiding potential tips and strengthening stronger relationships in this video will guide you 13 insightful tips to help you become a skilled person in interpretation signs of body language. Number 1. Be thoughtful and enlightened. If you want to read people, you must first have open-minded practice. Don't let our past feelings and experiences influence your perceptions and opinions. If you judge people so easily, it makes you call people wrong. Be objective in dealing with every interaction and situation. In today's psychology, logic alone tells you the whole story of no one. You have to succumb to other little forms of information so that you can learn to read the important nonverbal intuitive cause to that people are saying of themselves. Number 2. The power of your first impression of shaking hands. The first influences are formed at the first meeting, really important to everyone that starts with a handshake strong gesture indicating confidence, while a handshake poor may indicate that being shy or even lack of confidence. There's something more to pay than that attention to whether they keep an eye on the call during shaking hands, and avoiding eye contact can indicate disinterest. Be shy or even remember dishonesty. A handshake can shape your perception and set the tone for interactions. To keep these in mind when you stretch your hand. Number 3. Scan the overall behavior of the person. Sometimes we assume that the specific actions, like looking at the ground during a conversation, mean the person is nervous or anxious. However, if you have been acquainted with someone before, you know whether that person avoids eye contact or feels at ease when looking down. According to Riley Coy, a former FBI counterintelligence agent, individuals have different traits and behavior patterns, and some of these behaviors can simply be behavioral cues. So, learn how to identify any deviation from a person's usual behavior. When you notice a change in their tone, speed, or body language, you will notice that something is wrong. Number 4. Repeated head shifting. Shaking your hand is usually a sign that someone agrees with you, but exaggerated shaking may indicate anxiety about approval. When you tell someone something and they're shaking too much, it means that they're worried about what you think of them or doubt his ability to follow your instructions. Frequent head shaking, on the other hand, can also be unconscious movements, which is a sign to move the other side, just like when a person is constantly looking at their watch or touching their car keys. Number 5. Listen to what your heart says. Especially when you first meet someone, listen to your heart. Before you have a chance to think, it gives you a visceral reaction. Whether or not you're comfortable with that person, your gut responds to you. Your feelings happen quickly. An initial response. They are your inner truthfulness, and if you can trust people, they convey positive emotions. Number 6. Smile. Smile when it comes to smiling. The mouth can lie, but the eyes cannot. Genuine smile reach the eyes and wrinkle the skin to form clogged feet around them. People often smile to hide what they really think and feel. So, the next time you want to know if someone's smile is real, look for wrinkles in the corners of their eyes. If they're not there, that smile will hide something. 7. Feelings in every word. We often think of facial expressions, however, final emotional indicators studies show that a person's voice can provide more detailed clues about their feelings. Being cut quickly may be a sign of anxiety, while the slow, uniform sound can indicate fatigue. Keep your ears open for feelings hidden from the sound of the ground. Number 8. Eye contact. They often say that the eyes are a window into the soul. The key to knowing what kind of eye contact someone is giving you is to consider the context. For example, if a person literally can't take their eyes off you, it could mean there is a romantic interest. On the other hand, when you look into someone's eyes and they can't force themselves to look at you, it's a sign that they're nervous or have something to hide. It is said if you're talking to someone whose gaze makes you wrap up, especially if they're too stationary and don't blink, there's definitely something wrong, and it may be up to you lied. Number 9. Pay attention to the words and tone used. When you talk to someone, try to pay attention to the words they use. When they say, "It's my second promotion," they want you to know they've already earned a promotion. Guess what happened? These types of people rely on others to reinforce their own image. They want you to admire them to feel good about themselves. The tone and volume of our voice can say a lot about our feelings. Sound frequencies create vibration. When reading people, pay attention to how their tone of voice affects you. Ask yourself, is your tone soothing or abrasive, fine or moaning? Number 10. Moving or rubbing the chin and jaw. When someone is trying to make a decision, they tend to rub their chin. They may look up, down, or sideways. It's a sure sign they're mired in thought. A compact jaw is a sign of stress, regardless of what the person says. This indicates a significant level of discomfort. The conversation may be moving towards something they are worried about, or their minds might be somewhere else, focusing on what is pushing them. Number 11. Physical walking condition. The physical condition of how a person carries themselves can give you signs about their self-confidence. For example, if a person walks straight and his shoulders look back and look straight forward, it shows that he feels good about himself and is confident. However, if a person is curved while walking and looking at the ground, they get a very different impression. It may not necessarily mean that they have low self-esteem, but that's the message it gives. Number 12. Feel the presence of the person. This means that we need to feel the overall emotional atmosphere around us. When you read people, try to find out if that person has a friendly presence that attracts you, or you come across a wall that makes you stand back. Presence is this is the overall energy we emit and does not necessarily correspond to words or behavior. Number 13. Do not make any problems. This almost goes without saying, but keep in mind that assumptions lead to misunderstanding. When you make assumptions easily without knowing the person in question, it brings more trouble. The numerous mistakes people make when reading others, and one of them was a lack of awareness of prejudice. For example, if you assume that your friend is energy, and everything he says or does seem like a secret outrage, the key to reading professional people is to relax and keep your mind open and positive. We hope that with these tips, you will go well on your way to better reading people. After seeing this video with the first person you meet, what is the first thing you usually notice about them? In the comments section, let us know if you like this video. Declare it positive and share it with your friends. For more videos, press the subscribe button and remember to click the notification alarm. Also, Be sure to check out our other videos in this regard.